morning.
One of my favorite quotes are, everybody can be great because everybody could serve. In February 2024, when the oil slick hit our nation, there was quite some panic and there was some concerns on how it will have negatively affect our tourism. We made a call to the nation and the nation responded and served. And we want to say thank you for that.
We thank you.
Our first responders were actually our employees. Quickly they implemented some infrastructure to protect the pool, our beachfront restaurants, and even the guest areas, and of course protect themselves. They were very dedicated. They show up to work every day. Despite the challenging environment, they were loyal and committed, and we wish to say,
we thank you.
Divisions and TEMA, they too came to our service. They responded, they provided some tools, some PPE, some basic information, how to protect the environment and to protect ourselves. They coordinated the different agencies to provide service to us. TEMA and THA have been with us from the beginning to the end, and we are very thankful for that kind of support.
We thank you.
The Ministry of Energy, Tiger Tanks, Heritage, and a few other agencies, they were the experts in cleaning up. Many of them were residents here at the hotel. Their employees lived with us for the last 3 months. For their sacrifice, I could only imagine they're leaving their friends and family to come across here to Tobago and work with us for the last 3 months.
We thank you.
On a daily basis, they were concerned about air quality. They provide that service to us. Testing air quality, assuring staff and guest comfort, and that there was no hazardous environment. Agencies, Ministry, Tiger Tanks, Heritage, other agencies, we wish to say thank you.
We thank you.
The environmentalists and the conservation groups, they were here, quite concerned with fragile ecosystem, how to repair it, when to repair it. They too made that sacrifice, walking through the environment day and night. We wish to say,
we thank you.
Then our guests, our loyal guests, some picky, some is their first time, some returning. For those who may not have got a very special moment, I know one guest mentioned that he come to see the beach, but the service was quite well. We thank those guests. To all our guests, Magdalena is a place on a normal day. It's very beautiful, the memories there. You are welcome to return, and
we thank you.
we know some of these stay may not be as welcome as it should have been, despite the oil spill. We want to say,
we thank you.
to all the well-wishers, Trinidad and Tobago. You're getting the calls, you're getting the support, some giving health advice, some giving cleanup advice. We want to say thank you. It was a very challenging period for the last 3 months, but for all those who were with us from beginning to the end, they say after the storm comes the calm. And today, May, here is the calm. Our beachfront is cleaned up, our poolside is cleaned up, the mesh is gone. All the ambience that you're used to, they see and even better. In my background there, we now have a refurbished beach. It's wider, it's like Baywatch. Come and see for yourself. But thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. On behalf of the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, all the employees, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. You were just looking at a thank you video curated for you there by the management and staff of the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort. They're saying thank you to all the agencies who came together to assist them through that trying time of the oil spill, of course. And we have on set with us the acting manager, Jason Martin. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adanna.
And you know, before we came on set, we were talking about, you mentioned that I started the program with giving thanks. And so we want to talk about the importance of giving thanks. A disaster struck. And, you know, while I'm looking at the video, no one really pays attention to what really goes in to recovering from a disaster and all the agencies that have to contribute. In fact, all the elements that are affected by the disaster. And so you had so many different categories of staff saying thank you. Thank you to so many different agencies. How was it? Why was it to you so important to say thank you to all of these people?
Well, good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And thank you, Tobago Updates, for having us on air. You know, in life, there are many things to be thankful for. We try to foster an energy of thankfulness among our team. You see, it's so easy to complain, critique, you know, grind, whine. But in life, positive energy brings positive energy. They say when life chose you, lemons make lemonade. And you know, when that incident happened back in February, there was panic. Because it was the first time, you know, we weren't prepared. No one was really sure how to respond. You know, staff was concerned. There were some insecurities. How long would it last? Is it even safe to work in front there? So the first thing we had to do was to regroup with our team members. Because you know, it's an open hotel and you have guests. And when you have guests, you have to be at your best. So that was the first thing. How do you psychologically get your employees to understand, hey, we have to deal with this? It was done. In a matter of 2 days, we had a structure put up by our pool, and the pool is the hotel. That was protected. And quickly we had to re-educate ourselves. How do we communicate this with the guests? They too, in the beginning, was quite enthused. They were actually sitting there and watching in a maze. But you know, as time passed, the complaints start. Because I came to my dream vacation and I can't walk on the beach. You know it's not your fault, but how am I going to be compensated? All those sorts of things has to do with. You know, the pain of losing business, the pain of guest complaints, the pain of reviews, the pain of if staff will even come to work. And then my dear, our staff, they are stellar. They decide, you know what, this is our home. We're taking care of business. Time has passed. 1 month passed, 2 months passed. Somewhere around April 30th, they declared the end of the oil spill. And there are a few agencies who was there with us all the time. We mentioned them in the video, but here on set, I also want to, you know, recognize them. There were so many. You know, we had from the Office of the Chief Secretary, we had the THA Fisheries, we had from Environment, we had EMA. You know, we had people from the Office of the Prime Minister and all. We had Ministry of Energy, Tiger Tanks Heritage, Environmentalist Group, you know, Conservationist Group. If you miss anybody, please forgive us. But the community, we had a lot of well-wishers because, you know, they love Magdalena and they want to do well. We're the flagship in tourism here. So, you know, how well we do, how well tourism do.
And, you know, as you mentioned, community there, Tobago is known for that type of, in fact, the Caribbean is known for that type of community involvement and community effort. Whenever there's disaster, if you compare this now to what is happening across the Caribbean region with Hurricane Beryl, you know, striking on different islands, you see communities coming together, you see agencies lending support, of course, to bring that measure, to restore people back to normalcy. And so you've had that situation, you had the agencies coming out, but more so you mentioned that your staff, because I do know that when something like this happens, everybody's trying to think, well, I'm not going because I have to safeguard myself. You spoke about the air quality in the video. What am I ingesting? You know, what am I breathing in? And so you could, the possibility could have been that your staff wasn't coming to ingest that. Or your guests could be complaining about there could have been cancellation of bookings. But what was it like in terms of guests remaining at the hotel or even making bookings at the hotel during that period where that oil spill took place?
Well, from the foreign booking, they would make their booking, you know, 2 months out.
In advance.
So they were there, you know. Some of them opted for the option to go elsewhere. Some wanted to stay. They wanted to see what's happening. Even had some of our colleague hotels would have extended some help, if we have to outbook, send them across, which we did. It had two kind of guests. It have those who said, hey, you're not the first, and we understand what you're going through. Then the other guest say, hey, I paid my money, I ain't pay for this. Either way, you have to compensate. So to mitigate that, you got to be creative. And one of the things you have to understand about in a crisis is that if you keep your mind clear, you'll think about ideas. So we say, you know what, we don't have a beach here, get them to our best beach, Pigeon Point. That was our cost. We managed it. We partnered with certain tour groups to get some of the guests out of the hotel, take them out of the hotel as much as possible, and they see other beautiful parts of the islands while we work on the cleaning up. Then there were certain days where the agency wanted to do cleaning, rock cleaning. We make sure on those days the guests probably were not in that space. And we had extra meals, extra drinks, different things. So there was a cost to us at the end of it. But when you have guests come over, especially from a foreign country, even next door, Trinidad and Tobago, you want to leave an impression. A good host always welcome you guests.
That's right. And as you said that, I remember back in the days when you go to your grandparents, especially, they're saving the best ways for the guests. You can't touch these things. This is for guests. So of course you have to give them your best, as you said, for lasting impressions, so that they can return, they can make positive reviews, of course, and give references to other persons wanting to choose some place to stay on the island of Tobago. So commendations to you and to your staff, and I join with you in saying thank you to the communities across Tobago, all the agencies who assisted with that as well. So what is happening now at the Magdalena? What are the things that are happening? What can people enjoy or look forward to in the coming weeks or coming months? What types of packages? Somebody always looking for a package. So what is happening there?
Well, it's summertime again. School out, so you want a place to go and bunk and line. In the month of July, we have our room rates. That's $10.99 for a king room, and you can get $12.99 for a double bedroom. In the month of August, rates go up a little bit. That's our peak month. You can get a king room for around $11.99, and you can get your double room for $13.99. You can bring extra person. That will cost you $300. Now there's something called a farm jam. That is 9 persons. You bring a squad of 9. We could arrange a 2-bedroom suite to accommodate 9 persons, and that's $4,500. That's a steal of a deal. 9 people, breakfast included, all our rate. Our Sunday brunch still is there, and that's $340 per person. Best of the best. Anyone who come for our brunch on a Sunday, it's the best. In the month of August, we're preparing for our Independence Party. We haven't had one for a while. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to keep you updated on that. That event should start somewhere around 10 p.m., finish 2 a.m. So we had the fireworks, everything. Independence, happy independence. For people who probably just on the island and just want a day pass to come and enjoy our pool, that's about $8.40 per person. You get lunch and you get drinks all day. And while at Magdalena, we have a whole list of activities. From the pool side to the volleyball, we have bicycle riding, we have fishing, lawn tennis. You could use our sauna, our gym, it works. Then we have our golf course, best in the region. Come to our golf course. We hosted a large tournament last year, the Caribbean Golf Classic. So we up in the ratings there. All right. So yes, best food, best rooms.
There you have it. Jason Martin there, the acting general manager at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort here on the island of Tobago, talking about recovery after the oil spill that took place here on the island of Tobago on February 7th of this year. Coming to say thank you to all those who assisted to ensure that the air quality was okay. Saying thank you to the staff for coming out and giving the guests, a good experience in spite of what was happening there. Saying thank you to the guests for not giving up on them. I want to say I appreciate the efforts that you made. And you said something that I want our viewers to go away with. You said when you maintain a level head, you are able to think and to strategize and to come up with ideas rather than panicking and bowing out. So let that be our mantra, if not for anything else for this weekend, maybe for next week. Let's keep a level head in the midst of adversity, in the midst of things that might be happening around us, so that we are able to strategize, that we can come back even greater than we were initially. So Jason, I want to say thank you so much for joining us this morning and for saying thank you to everyone, because it's a good thing to give thanks, and also for giving us some insight as to what is happening there at the Magdalena for the summer vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Jason Martin, Acting General Manager of the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort here on the island of Tobago. We're going to go for a short break before we come back with conversations. Of course, the sports segment is up next with Mr. Cricket. Marcus Daniel will be in studio very shortly to take you through what's happening in the sports world here on the island of Tobago. So stay with us, and as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.